Hello, everyone. This is Rashmi, and I'm your host for this episode today. First of all, let me wish you all the lovely ladies out there a very, very happy International Women's Day. There is a famous saying that behind every successful man, there is a woman. But I would like to add on to this further and say, woman is in fact the backbone of the family. Why only the family? The society and the entire nation can be transformed if the women there are empowered. So, on this special occasion of International Women's Day, it is a small attempt from my side to give a small gift to all the lovely ladies out there in the form of a bouquet of topics being presented by eminent speakers. Our special guests for today come from various industries, and with their experience, they will touch upon different topics like power of image management, the power of expression, communication, priority, happiness, mental and physical well-being, mental harassment at workplace, sexual harassment at workplace, and learning and improvement for personal growth and professional growth. I hope you enjoy all these topics, and I request you all to watch all these topics because they are presented in a very crisp manner with the essence of what, why, and how in each of these topics. And if you like, you could also spread it on to your loved ones. I'm sure all of them are going to enjoy with the valuable inputs being given by these speakers. Thank you. Let's get started.
Okay.
Let's welcome our first special guest for today, Miss Madhavi Woodla. Madhavi is an entrepreneur, a life skills coach, a relationship counselor, and a big media personality. People lovingly know her as Mirchi Madhavi. She has trained more than 25,000 students in the last 12 years in various soft skills. And with her rich experience in business development, media, and training, I request Madhavi to share some inputs which will help us in dealing with our daily lives. Over to you, Madhavi.
Thank you so much, Rashmi. It's an honor, and also I feel very grateful that you have done this on a Women's Day. And I'm sure I have some inputs where it will help, especially for everybody and especially for women because of my experience. And I have learned from my experiences, and also I have taught many, and it helped them. And I am sure it will help also yours. Okay, Rashmi? Yeah. So today I'm going to talk about expression and the importance of it. Why? Because I'll tell you a small experience of my own self. When I was in my 8th standard, I'm a singer too. As an extracurricular activity, I learned singing. In my school days, there was this All India Radio. People have come to pick up singers from schools. Okay, whoever is could sing, and I'm a very good singer. I was wanting to say that like I want to sing, I can sing. The ability was there, perfect pitch I used to maintain, and I had a very good voice. That is what everybody used to say. Whenever there is an occasion, I used to sing, but I couldn't express, because of which I lost a very big opportunity at a very young age. So eventually I learned in a very hard way that I should express. And so I want to tell everybody that expression is must. Expression gives you clarity, not alone clarity to you, but also to others. For example, if you gather the courage and express that you are tired in a day-to-day life, we all women serve from the time we get up till the time you go to bed. Even after in the midnight, you keep serving everybody. So first thing which I want to tell everybody is gather courage to express. And why you should express? Why you should express? Because otherwise you have something like some burden If you do not express, it is hidden that like there is an expression which you want to come out, and then you are suppressing it. By suppression, it'll aggravate. So the problem, suppressing is not the problem. You have, once you express, start expressing, there is a way that like you are giving a flow, so that the information will go, your feelings will go, and everything, the communication will go. So that flow, you have to open it. Otherwise it will pile up, and then physically, emotionally, that suppression will lead to stress, and then that stress will again add upon your health. Have that, when you gather this courage to express, trust me, woman will do wonders.
Such a beautiful point, ma'am. You have put it up, so beautifully. Expression. If we go to see, it's a very small word, but it could do wonders if we just follow what you've said.
Exactly.
It's just a
Exactly.
simple yes or no, and expressing yourself out is so important. It could reduce our stress and so many things, So beautifully put, ma'am. Would you like to give one or two small tips on how they can go ahead and express themselves?
Exactly. So please dig your past, because past is the biggest teacher for us. So when you dig your past, you will find certain incidents where you couldn't express yourself, and then things went go. I mean, things went
Exactly.
wrong and things went in a different direction because you could not say no, or because you could not express something that you don't know. You spoiled a dish, and then you had to listen from somebody just because you couldn't express that I don't know how to do it, or I want to learn, or please teach me this. Because of your ego, you didn't express that you are sorry, or you still want that person back in life. You didn't get back that person in life. If you recall, it's all related with expression. And I'm not talking about here the communication. See, everybody has communication in the world today, because it's a digital world, and at a click, like, you get to know a lot of things, but then what you lack is expression, and followed by intention also should be there. If you club these two, expression and intention, so everything will be at your feet. And I will ask, I will express. Suppose my pleasure I express, my displeasure I express, my love I express, my hatred I express, my anger I express, my fear I express everything. When you express, there is this, like, you're not piling up one after another, one after another. When you're piling up, your brain is so small. Your brain is so small, and even it's like, you'll be free of stress. Free of stress means, like, you'll be of no ill health. And you understand, you dig your own past experience, and just realize that how important it is to express. That is number one. And number two, you want to do it today, you can start now. You really want to call an old friend and say, I'm sorry, I really want you back in life, you can do that. Do a blueprint before you express, and then you'll be easily able to express.
So, all the lovely
Exactly.
ladies out there, go ahead and express yourself and live life beautifully. I think these inputs are really, something like a treasure for life. So, thank you so much, Madhvi ma'am, for being with us on this show today. And I really
Thank you
treasure your
so much.
inputs, and I hope viewers also do so. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, our next special guest for today, she is an academician turned entrepreneur. She is an image consultant and soft skills trainer by profession and a self worth influencer by passion. She enables people to enhance their inner true potential and create their first best impressions. She's a mother to two young adults, 24-year-old boy and 20 years girl, and she's a loving wife of a happy-go-lucky husband. So let's welcome Miss Sriveni. Welcome on our show, Sriveni ma'am. It's a pleasure having you over. And over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rashmi. It's a privilege for me to be on your show. I thank you, and I also see that you're doing an amazing work in your personal and professional life, managing kids as well as doing going ahead with your professional career. It really amazes me. Thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah.
you. So, on this special day of Women's Day, what message would you like to give out to the lovely ladies out there, ma'am?
Yeah. On this special day of International Women's Day, I would really be, letting know that each woman is very unique. So they need to express themselves, number one, which is coming up now. As of now, we need to get empowered ourselves, know what our inner strengths are, and then become financially independent. So this generation, I feel they are more focusing on that. And earlier, we were not used to that. Being financially independent was not a major priority, but now that is very important. From there itself, you get the strength and your responsibility. So the message what I would like to tell is, each woman recognize your inner potential, and then you become financially independent and get empowered and help others also. Thank you.
Ma'am, lovely message. I'm sure it will empower women all around. And now, ma'am, since you're an image specialist, could we know what is this image management all about?
Yeah. So image management, Rashmi, it is, see, everyone of us have an image. Image management is not only for celebrities as the myth is. Many people think it's not for me, but it is for everyone. What you are is your image. In fact, the other way, let me say, it is an inside out game. What you feel internally is what you express on the external. That is how people take you into consideration. We generally say the colloquial name judge. People judge you. It is not about judging. It is you are giving that message to them. That is the reason they are making that impression. So when you want to get a proper impression about yourself, it is how you manage your image with others. And this varies from person to person, from event to event, and incident to incident, because it is respective to the role you are playing for that event. That is your image, and how you manage your image is what you are. Right? Yeah.
That's good to hear, ma'am, and it's quite interesting too. So why do you think it's so important to manage images today, Because as you said previously, only celebrities would go ahead and manage their image. But today, everybody wants to make sure that their image is projected in the right way. So why is it so important?
It is very important, Rashmi, because see, image, I'll give you a small example. If you are going to a gym, your attire will be entirely different. Your body language will be different. Your communication will be different, right? So now if you are going in a gym, to a gym in a different attire, you will not wear the same attire to some satsang, right?
Correct.
You will
Yes.
not go to some satsang in that same attire. There you will be projecting a different image. Your total top to bottom, your attire differs, your body language differs, the way you project yourself differs. Image management is basically your appearance, behavior, and communication. ABC of image management. So your appearance, you need to take off your external appearance, you need to also take care of your behavior, and also you need to communicate accordingly. That is common for all, irrespective of you're a celebrity, you're a homemaker, you're a professional person, or in your personal life also. We need to maintain this image. That is when we get recognized. We get our identity. Right? Yeah.
That's a superb message, ma'am. And I think if everybody starts paying attention to their image, then they not only will be, confident from within, but it's going to, make a good rapport with everybody else too, right?
True.
Yeah.
True. Yes.
So can you give us one or two small tips for, because it's Women's Special Day, for a woman to enhance her image and go out there? Any special image,
Yes.
special tips?
Sure. Yeah, thank you. Rashmi, yes, it is very important, as we were talking earlier. So the image basically is a combination of your inner image, and that inner image is what you are projecting to the external. So now your inner image will be about your inner personality, whichever you are showing, external body shape, plus your inner strengths. So it is a combination. So what happens, even if you feel your external appearance is not appropriate, or it's not according to what you have in your mind, even then that doesn't matter at all. It is your inner strength, your confidence, your self-esteem which you are showing, right? And your self-worth which you are projecting on the external, that will carry a lot of weightage. So how you communicate to people, now this along with your external. Now when you are talking about your external appearance, I can give you one small tip is, you accessorize yourself according to your attire. So just be very authentic about yourself. Each person has a personal style. If you feel your external appearance is appearing more enhanced in the traditional attire, you stick to the traditional attire. If your Western outfits are good on you, if somebody is giving you a compliment, then that means it is good. But not for all attires will suit, right? So you first identify what it is and accessorize accordingly. Like for example, you need not have all the elements, one dress element. Like for example, today you see I am in a white and then I have a contrast jacket over it. You see I have just one combination here, so just my ear studs are in coordination with my attire. So that is how, just take one element. Do not take everything all matching, and then do not be like a color palette or something like that. So that will bring the focus onto you. And the reason for the ear studs is it will focus on your face. That is when people will get attracted and they will talk to you. They will look at you and talk to you looking in the eye, right?
Great. I think it's a lovely tip that you have given us, ma'am. I mean, just by focusing on one or two small aspects also, we can really enhance our personality and boost our image. So thank you
Absolutely.
so much, ma'am. You have given us quite a lot of inputs on image management. It was really, really nice having you on our show and being here for a special occasion. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Triveni,
so
ma'am.
much. Thank you so much, Rashmi, for giving me this opportunity to interact with your community as well. And I wish you a lot of success and much more in your future endeavors. Thank you so much. Take
Thank
care.
you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Our next special guest for today is Dr. Smita Shine Onat. Dr. Smita is the director of Onat Tech Private Limited, a total solution provider for business. They provide technical, legal, and HR consultancies. They are also associated with NGOs in Pan India for the welfare of tribals. She's also a corporate trainer, columnist, stress management expert, and family counselor. She has written many articles related to gender issues and bagged many awards for the same. So a very warm welcome to you, Dr. Smita. It's a pleasure having you over my show today. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Smita.
Thank you so much, Rashmi.
On this special occasion of Women's Day, what is it that you would like to talk about and spread across this message to the women fraternity?
Yeah, I would like to talk about the workplace mental harassment, because in this competitive world, workplace harassment, it has become a common threat to employees. So this problem plagues both private and public sectors, and many studies have depicted that 50% of women are experiencing, especially women are experiencing this workplace harassment at workplace. Okay, so when we heard about the workplace harassment, usually what comes to our mind is sexual harassment, but that is not the fact. Mental harassment and bullying also takes place in the workplace, and harassment are of different types. It is based on the age, sex, religion, caste, economic status, social status, employment status of a person. Unfortunately, most of the victims are women, because we are living in a patriarchal society where we can see male dominance everywhere. When we go to the workplace, when we go to the public place, even in our home also, we can feel that. So that is one main reason for that, because they think that women are weak. Physically also, they are weak. They think so. That is the main reason. And another reason is why women are more subjected to mental harassment is they are not reporting these incidents to the concerned authorities, because they fear of losing the job, and they think that nobody is there to support them. That is the reason. So what happened is sometimes these victims commit suicide. That is the final solution for these people. So why it happened? Recently, once a shocking incident happened in Kerala, the God's own country, the suicide of an office assistant in the Land Revenue Department at Trivandrum. Okay, she committed suicide after being constantly harassed, mentally harassed and bullied by 5 of her colleagues. So she complained a lot of times to the concerned authorities, but she didn't get the solution, and finally she blank out, I mean exhausted, and commit suicide. So that is a shocking incident happened, I think previous Saturday. The previous Saturday it happened. So what to do? In such cases, what we have to do? So dear women, if you are facing such mental harassment at workplace, don't be panic. Don't do any self-harm activities like suicide. Don't do anything. People are there for you to support. Like you have to reach out the issues with the proper authorities. You can report to the police. Why some ladies, some people believe that there is no this law for this mental harassment. It is true that there is no specific law for this mental harassment at workplace, but some supporting laws are available, like Section 500 of Indian Penal Code. It is supporting the victims. Like we can find lot of HR laws, wonderful laws are there, HR laws, and what labor laws are available. So don't be panic. Such laws definitely will support you. Due to our judiciary system, maybe it will take time, but you will get, finally you will get the justice. Don't worry about that. And what you have to do, because for in our judiciary, in our country, for getting justice we need solid proof evidences. So you have to collect maximum evidences as much as possible. Like today we have a phone, everything we can record it there. We can you can record the video clips, audio clips, whatever it is. If you get such threatening emails or WhatsApp messages or anything, you have to save that, that because that is the solid proof of getting justice. So you have to save maximum evidences as much as possible, and you can get the support of your coworker or colleagues or whoever it is in the office. You can approach them, or you have to reach out people like me. We are here to help you. We will definitely provide you legal and mental support. People like me, lot of NGOs are working for the welfare of women. They can give you, I'm assure you that they can give you mental and legal support. So don't worry, don't be panic, be brave and be confident. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Smita. I think you have brought about a very, very important message out today for the women out there, that everybody knows that there is an act in place for sexual harassment in the name of POSH, but there is no act for mental harassment. The remedies that you have given are really going to be helpful for everyone. And Dr. Smita herself does a lot of work in this field for NGOs, and she has her own legal services as well. So if at all there is anybody who wants this kind of help in terms of, mental harassment or something, they can definitely reach out to Dr. Smita. They can drop in a message to me, and I will help you all to reach her. A very impactful point made today on this special occasion. Thank you so much for joining in today.
Thank you, Rashmi. Thank you so much.
You.
Yeah, thank you.
So please welcome our next special guest for today, Ms. Trupti Nachne. Trupti is the founder and director of Identity, the image management studio. She has been the former Thane chapter president of IMPA, Image Management Professionals Association, and she's also a certified senior associate from IMPA. As a personal branding and image consultant, she works with individuals from various backgrounds, corporates, and educational institutions, and guides them to enhance their identity. She is also a life skills educator for children and helps them to build their personal effectiveness and social and emotional intelligence. So a very warm welcome to you, Trupti. I'm delighted to have you on my show today. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much for such a nice introduction. And I'm really, really happy to get this opportunity to be here and to chat with you and all the other women that are going to be watching this.
Great. So on this special day, what message would you like to give out to our lovely women out there?
Surely there's so much that we can say, but the one thing that I really want to tell women on this special occasion, I really want to urge them to be more emotionally intelligent savvy. In today's time, especially, it's really important, I feel, to recognize your own emotions. You know, in the whole day, there are thousands of emotions that we can go through. And why not recognize and be aware of them and use them to strengthen us rather than to make them a hurdle in our growth path. So I want every woman to be more emotionally intelligent.
Wow. That's quite an unique and informative topic, emotional intelligence, managing your own emotions so that you can manage yourself and also the others. How important today do you think, Trupti, is to be emotionally savvy or being emotionally intelligent?
Yeah, I think it's very, very important. You know, the kind of changes that we are going through as a society, like all over the world, it would really help for us to manage our personal, social, and professional relationships like a pro. So if all women are able to do that a little better, I think it's going to be wonderful. So it's majorly about, managing our self emotions and recognizing other people's emotions, respecting them, and trying to manage our relationship with them accordingly. So I think, yes, it is important to be emotionally savvy today.
Very aptly said, Trupti, that it is important to be emotionally savvy. Sometimes we really don't know why we are doing certain things when it's all within us. So, could you share one or two tips of how one can become emotionally intelligent and how he can use it in how he or she can use it in their daily lives?
Yeah, I think it's an entire big process, Rashmi. So I think it all begins with self-awareness. So if you are able to recognize or just look into yourself and see the different emotions that you're feeling and how you're able to express them in the better way, that would really start helping people. It could be as simple as reading up. I would really suggest everyone, all women out there, to take up some journal about emotional intelligence or just go on the internet and read a little bit about it, try and understand what it all entails, talk to others about it, talk to some mentor or friends or anyone whom they trust. And it really would help if people start talking about this important topic, and it would really help them to understand how they can take something that will affect their lives. One step, it will be helpful in their growth, in their unique journey. So for everyone, something else might matter at that time. So I think people should read more.
Wow. Absolutely, Trupti. I feel these are really good tips that one should just look within, become self-aware, and start working on their emotions so that they can grow in their professional and personal lives. I'm sure all the women out there who have heard you speaking on this will be really delighted and start becoming emotionally savvy. Thank you so much for being on our show today, Trupti. It was wonderful to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rashmi. It was my pleasure entirely. Happy Women's Day once more.
Happy Women's Day to you too. Thank you.
Thank you.
So let's welcome our next guest, Pavni Prabhanjan. Pavni is a wellness coach, corporate trainer, laughter yoga practitioner, NLP practitioner, POSH facilitator, and a certified nutrition advisor. She has more than 18 years experience in various organizations like IT, pharmacy, banking, training, wellness, and nutrition sectors. And from the last 6 years, she is in services as full-time wellness coach, and she's helping her clients to smile because she's making them healthier and wealthier, because health is wealth. So a very warm welcome to you, Pavni, and thank you for being on my show here today on this special day of Women's Occasion.
Thank you so much, Rashmi, for inviting me on this special occasion. I feel privileged to share some information for the women. Thanks a lot.
Great, Pavni. So, as you are this certified wellness coach, we would like to know what kind of message would you like to spread across to women fraternity in terms of their well-being and health?
Yeah, definitely. See, women plays different roles and they take different responsibilities and they take care of everyone in their family. But often they forget to take care of themselves. If you observe, most of the women, they don't take care of themselves first. They give a family priority first. So they don't eat on time and they don't take a good nutrition and proper nutrition, wherein in turn they are creating a lot of health issue. Most of the women are going through so many health issues like PCOD, BP, sugar, thyroid, arthritis, and obesity. And most commonly seen in nowadays in women age between 20 to 42 years is the PMS, premenstrual syndrome, where this creates most of the women, this creates discomfort, mental fatigue, and irritation and mood swings. Mood swings are like, even I personally faced earlier, like even I don't know why I shout and when I shout, and then I realized, okay, why for this silly reason I started shouting. So after some research, and then I realized, okay, because of that hormonal imbalance, I started reacting like that. It is not, it might not be there internally, but because of the hormonal imbalance, without knowing, we start shouting. And this can be easily observed 15 days prior to the monthly cycle. And most of the women who cares of everyone, they don't even realize, what is happening inside their body. They only take care of the outside body, right?
Yes.
So this is what the main issue, and I started, to work on this and to educate most of the women on this. And if you see, most of the women who stay in joint families, especially, even mother-in-law don't know that a daughter-in-law is going through such, and daughter-in-law herself is not aware of going through this. Right. So this main education always helps them to stay healthy and
Absolutely. I think you have brought about a very important point, Pavni, that many a times we as women go through mood swings, we get irritated, and people feel that she's just doing it for no reason. But there is something going on internally inside our body which we don't know, which we are not aware. And it becomes more imperative for a wellness coach or a nutritionist advisor to come in and guide us. So very important point brought about by you, Pavni. And how do you think we can spread this awareness to women so that they become aware of their symptoms, causes, effects, and all of that?
See, this awareness can be given in, like, I started going to a few women organizations and to spread the nutrition, this information, how they are, how they can take care and what are the symptoms. And few women colleges, girls colleges and schools, I started educating the women on this especially. Because I strongly believe a healthy woman can build a healthy home and a healthy society. So this is small thing. Most of the people think this is a very small thing, but this hormonal imbalance plays a very important role in every woman's life. So this can, if they are educated on this, they can definitely take care of the entire nation also. I strongly say that.
Absolutely. So yes, Pavni, I think what you've said makes so much of sense. When we are happy and healthy within, only then can we make our family happy and healthy. So thank you so much for giving us a lot of information on PMS. And women out there, my lovely ladies, whoever is watching this, if you all would like to know more about this and more about health and wellness, you all can get in touch with Miss Pavni Prabhanjan. I'm so thankful to her for being on my show today and giving us some important information. So thank you, Pavni, very much for being here today. And it was really informative and helpful to all the women out there.
Thank you, Rashmi. Thank you so much, and wish you all a very happy Women's Day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So let's welcome our next special guest for today, Mrs. Neha. She's a psychologist, a corporate trainer, and a multiple intelligence expert. She's a doting wife and an affectionate mother. But before all this, she is a woman who strongly believes that the society can be transformed with women empowerment. So a very warm welcome to you, Neha. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Rashmi, for such humble words. I'm really thankful to you for inviting me in this forum and to give me a chance to speak to women of India on this forum. Thank you so much, Rashmi.
My pleasure, Neha.
Yes, Rashmi.
So, yeah, on this special occasion, what is the message that you would like to send out to the women fraternity?
See, according to me, women is the most powerful, I can say, the most powerful person, the most powerful, I can say, she is Shakti. There's no one more powerful than a woman.
Nari
So
Shakti.
women, yeah, Nari Shakti. Woman in itself is so powerful. It's just that woman does not unleash her complete power. Women for centuries, especially in my context, I'm referring to Indian women. Okay, for centuries now, women has been controlled by men, and I feel they are controlling because they fear that women is more powerful than them. But of late, yes, of course, from the kids who are born after 1990s onwards, I've seen a drastic change. The way a woman child looks at herself, the way a woman looks at herself, the way a woman treats herself, and the way it was done earlier. So yes, change is coming. Women is empowering. Woman is getting to utilize her complete potential now, and yes, but woman still needs to take care of herself, because at the end of the day, woman is everyone. She's a mother, she's a child, she is a wife, and she needs to take care of everyone. So in that, she neglects herself a lot. So that is one thing again she needs to take care of.
Very true, Neha. I think you have brought about a very important point, that woman is the backbone of the family and she takes care of everyone around. But most importantly, she needs to take care of herself first. So,
Yes.
why do you think is it so important that she needs to pay attention to her own self in today's world?
See, yeah, see, until and unless you are happy, see, why do we need to love ourselves or take care of ourselves? Because that gives us happiness. That's the only thing that empowers us. Okay, that's the only thing. When you have work in hand, or when you have some kind of recognition coming up, that something, you have passed an examination. What is that? That is what gives you happiness, right? So to be happy from within, only if you're happy from within, only when you're complete from within, okay, only when you're in control of your emotions from within, you will be able to give happiness to others. So if you want to keep your families happy, if you want to keep the people around you happy, then first be happy from within. First, if you want to love someone else and take care of them, first love yourself. First, take care of yourself.
Absolutely. I think you have brought about a very impactful point. And would you have any suggestions or any tips on how one can take care of their own self, especially a lady?
Yes, whenever I do my emotional intelligence programs, I share this 3-step program with them, which anyone can apply in their life, and I have specially designed it for women. And you will see a drastic difference the way you look at your own self if you follow these 3-step program. Okay, the first step of the program is self-love. Indulge into self-love. Until and unless you value yourself, you love yourself, you do things that gives happiness to you, okay, you won't be able to give happiness to others. You'll be crippled from inside. It is very easy to say, oh, my happiness lies in their happiness. You like chocolate ice cream, they like vanilla ice cream. How can you be happy having vanilla ice cream, right? So be happy, indulge in self-love, okay? And the second thing is self-care, the most important part of the program. When you started loving yourself, now you start taking care of yourself, okay? In taking care, first comes your food, your nutritive value. Make sure you're eating healthy. Make sure you're taking in all the calciums, vitamins, and other things required by your body on everyday basis. Okay, drink enough of water every day. Second, your sleep. Sleep, until and unless you sleep well, your brains won't function properly. So yes, take care of your sleep. After that, exercise regularly. Just 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the evening is also enough. But that is not within the house. You need to go out and do it. Okay? And your mental health. Okay? And your emotions should be under your control. Okay? Take care of your emotions. Socialize. Don't stay crippled within. Not liking something, don't let it, just eat you from within. Talk it out. Talk it out to anyone. Just call up any. If you don't have anyone, just call up any random number and say, I have this problem. I'm sure you'll feel better. Trust me. Okay, so this is all about self-care. Last step is self-improvement. Okay, whatever you're doing, in whichever stage you're standing today, you need to take yourself a little bit up, a little bit higher. That is self-improvement. Okay, when I talk about self-improvement, it can be in all aspects of life. Okay, it can be in your fitness level, it can be in your professional level, but basically I want you to focus here on your personal as well as professional level. Okay, so let's talk about your professional life. Okay, if you're not doing anything, please start doing something. It will give you a different kind of joy from within. I'm not asking you to, you become a businesswoman and stay busy 8 to 10 hours and ignore your family. No, just take out 1 hour a day, go to an NGO, teach some children. Okay, you are interested in one particular field. You're very much interested in share market, in gold trading. Gold, yeah, many women are fond of gold. So yeah, start investing in it, start reading it, do some kind of analysis courses in it. If you are a kitchen person, there are so many opportunities starting with kitchen. See what best suits you. So what I want you to do here is first find your niche. First find out what is that I love doing and what is it that I do the best. Okay, there is a difference between you like to do it and you are best at doing it. So both the things should match. And third, try your luck. Get involved in a very small way and then make it big. And next is financial independence. A lot of women in India I have seen are not respected. They're doing everything very well, but they're not respected because they are not financially independent. So become financially independent. That is important. And you need to, find your own ways how you're going to do it. So yeah, this is a 3-step program I wanted to share with you people. Just implement in your life and implement one step at a time and you'll see a drastic change in yourself.
Very impactful point made here by Neha. I think we need to start paying attention, and she's given a complete guide of how we can do that, and very informative. I'm sure the women folk who hear this message will definitely go out and start implementing it. So thank you so much, Neha, for giving us your precious time and very valuable inputs on this topic. And it was really wonderful having you over. Thank you, Neha.
Thank you, Rashmi. It was an honor for me too. And happy Women's Day to all.
Happy Women's Day to you too. Thank you so much.